Welcome guys to the Meet Damian channel. I am Damian, and today's live stream we're going to be talking about the CPI report real quick here, and then we're going to start looking at some of the charts. I'm actually going to do some live trading here with you guys if I can find some opportunities in the market to take advantage of. We'll take a look at the trades that I got into this morning, and we'll try to see if we can get into some trades this afternoon. But yeah, let's start off here. We're looking at the CPI report that came out. CPI year over year was fine. It came at expectations. They were expecting 2.9% inflation for the month of August, and that's what they got. But on a month-to-month basis, they were expecting it to only go up 0.3%. It actually went up 0.4%. So there's a little bit of inflation still in CPI, and that caused the markets, that caused Bitcoin to drop in price after we got that bit of news. Let's take a look at the charts now here for Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin is currently trading at $114,258, but I'm on the 50-minute time frame, and right around like let's see, look at the time frame. Right around like 8 o'clock, Bitcoin was catching some bids where it was trading at 114,000, and then it got up to like 114,284, kind of like where we're at right now. And then the CPI report came out at 8:30, and that's when we got this big giant red candle here on the 15-minute time frame. They actually pushed the price of Bitcoin down to as low as like 113,540. Then we got a quick bounce back up as you know, buyers started stepping in. And then the next candle here around like 9 a.m. Wall Street started selling off some Bitcoin as well. Okay, or at least that's what I'm going to blame it on. And they brought the price down to like 113,484, and then even further down to like 113,433. Before they started buying back the dip here. They started buying the dip here because the inflation report wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. It was just kind of like at expectations. It was just like, oh, okay, we still have inflation. But it's not enough, at least in my opinion, it's not enough for them to stop lowering, to prevent themselves from lowering interest rates going into next week. So I think we're going to look past this CPI report, and the market's going to continue doing what it's been doing this week, which has been going up and to the right, at least for Bitcoin. You know, we've seen Bitcoin at 114,288. We did get as high as about 114,743 this morning. Okay, and as I start to zoom out, we have been targeting the 114K area for Bitcoin because using the Fibonacci, it is a 618 Fibonacci retracement level, which is a level that most pullbacks end up going back to at some point. So we got the pullback in Bitcoin from 124K. We came, you know, all the way down to about 108K, and that was the 0.32 retracement that we were eyeballing. And things don't go straight down, and they don't go straight up either. So we got the bounce off of 0.382, but now we're heading back to 0.618, and this is kind of like do or die time now for Bitcoin, okay? Because we're at the 0.618, and we could go up to the 0.65, where we could see $115,300 Bitcoin, which is not too far. We could do that later on today or tomorrow, right? But if Bitcoin treats this as a resistance level and we start going down from here, then this is going to be qualifying as a lower high, and that's not going to be good. That's going to be no bueno. That's going to probably maybe cause the altcoins to go up temporarily as they see that, oh, Bitcoin's not really doing much, so let's go ahead and put our money into altcoins. But if Bitcoin makes a lower high and other Bitcoin investors start getting scared that we're topping out on Bitcoin, then we could see Bitcoin come down to 108K again, all over again. And then we could see Bitcoin probably come down to 104K later on in the future. And that's going to get a lot of people scared that Bitcoin might actually dip below 100K, okay? So we're not out of the woods yet. It is good to see Bitcoin at 114K, but we need to keep pushing past through to higher prices here. Get some people to start FOMOing again when they start seeing 118, 119K Bitcoin at that 786 retracement. Make these people that bought Bitcoin at 118K in July, make them feel better that they're back at break even again, so they're not going to be anxious to click the sell button, okay? And then we can push past this 118, 119K area back to the all-time highs of 124K, and then we can start talking about 130 or even $140,000 Bitcoin at some point later on in 2025. But very crucial, we're at like a do or die time. This could be the end of the cycle here, you know, with us making a lower high at 114, 115K, or it could be the beginning of the next bull run here, where Bitcoin, you know, if it pushes past to like 118K, which would make me feel a lot better about a rally in Bitcoin, then we could start talking about 120, 130K Bitcoin all over again, okay? But that's what I see with Bitcoin. I give you downside targets and upside targets just using the Fibonacci. I give you the reason behind these targets here, okay? And I'm ready to start getting into some live trades here if possible. Let's get back into the 15-minute chart here for Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin is doing on the 15-minute one more time here. Okay, so obviously CPI report came out at 8:30 in the morning. We got that drop. This was a good area to start buying some Bitcoin and crypto if you were inclined to do so. I actually got into a Pudgy Penguins trade after this dip came in. Okay, so I'm in Pudgy Penguins. I'm also in Bitcoin, and I believe I'm also in AVAX as well. We'll take a look at my trades here real, in a short second here. But just looking at Bitcoin, we are staying above the 50-day moving average, the green line. I know a lot of traders have that on their charts, so that's good to see. I have also a 21 EMA that I think is important to use, especially if you're day trading, like we're about to do shortly here. I want to see us remain above this 21 EMA, and I'm still gonna be, bullishly biased. If we lose this 21 EMA, I start to become more siding with the bears in that case, and I will start looking for shorts on the 15-minute time frame if we lose the 21 EMA, this white line here. But we haven't lost it. We kind of played around with the idea of losing it, but we haven't lost it yet, so I'm still going to remain bullish and looking for longs here as we try to push the price of Bitcoin to higher prices here, and also the rest of these cryptos. All right, now let's look at my trading account here on Mexi. We're looking at Mexi Exchange now. Same chart, Bitcoin at 114,219 here on Mexi on the Bitcoin perpetual futures chart, where you can do 500x leverage, which is pretty cool. Okay, if you're inclined to do so. I don't do 500x leverage. I usually do like 100x leverage on Bitcoin, just because sometimes you need that extra leverage to get things moving. Because like if Bitcoin goes up 1% and you got 100x leverage, that's 100% gain right there. Okay, but anyways, moving on down to where I am. Okay, so I am in a SUI long right now, and a Pudgy Penguins long, and an AVAX long. And on the AVAX long is 20x. I mean, they're all 20x leverage longs. SUI, Pudgy Penguins, AVAX. The amount of margin that I'm using, right? We'll see. The margin for SUI is one of my bigger bets. I'm using about $148 out of my trading account to get that thing moving along. It's kind of like a double bet. I'm actually very confident in SUI. That's why I kind of doubled down on it when I saw it drop down in price earlier today. But my unrealized profits are, barely there. So maybe I could have got better entries. Pudgy Penguins, I got a better entry on that one. That one, I'm in for like $79 of margin of my own money, and I'm up $10 on that trade. And in AVAX, I am in for it for $54 of margin, and I'm up $6 on the unrealized profits here. For AVAX, I got in at $28.42. Right now, we're currently trading at $29. Pudgy Penguins at 0.0335 pennies, and right now we're at 0.03373 pennies. SUI, maybe I could have done better, but I got in at $3.60. We're at $3.60, so pretty much flat for the day on that. And I'm not sure if my YouTube guys can see this, but you can kind of see that my unrealized profits here. I'm up about $15 for the day. Yay. Okay. All right. Awesome. So we're just getting started here with the live trading with crypto. I'm actually currently interested in trying to long Bitcoin. Right now we're seeing that Bitcoin's at 114,260. Let me go ahead and get into the charts here. I'm on the 5-minute time frame. I kind of missed out on an opportunity. I saw this while I was starting up the live stream. I saw Bitcoin coming down to the 200 moving average, this red line here on the 5-minute time frame. That would have been a nice area to try to buy some Bitcoin. So I could have probably got some Bitcoin for about a couple $100 cheaper than where it is right now. That's okay. I'll still follow along the charts. If we come down to the 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame, I'll be interested in trying to buy some Bitcoin and getting into a long on Bitcoin. And I'll try to take the long up to like 115K if I can. Anyways, let me get into the live chat. I see you guys asking some questions here. Maybe I can, while we're looking at live trading here, maybe I can answer some of your questions and look at the charts as you guys give me some requests here to look at. Let's see. EI133 wants to look at Turbo. You're in at an entry at 40 cents. Okay. So Turbo is one that we could take a look at. If it looks good enough for me to get into, I might jump in there with you on the Turbo trade. Are you longing or shorting Turbo? That's a question I do have to ask. And HDZZ did ask about Cardano and said that Cardano hasn't done anything in the past 3 to 4 years. We could take a look at Cardano's chart. But to be honest with you, a lot of cryptos haven't really done anything for the last 3 or 4 years. And the ones that have done, they kind of like did a round trip and came back to where they were. So it's not just Cardano having trouble here. Dean wants to look at concentric. And JM is saying I moved off of TradingView. Yeah, so we're kind of doing a live trading session here for this live stream. I want to do something different. So yeah, we're looking at one of the exchanges I trade off of, which is Mexi Exchange. Okay, almost the same charts as TradingView, pretty much. I can do the same things on there as I do with TradingView. I do like the way things are displayed on TradingView. I feel like I got more indicators to work with on TradingView, so I still like using TradingView. But yeah, I am doing some live trading here, and we got to look at Turbo for my buddy EI133 here. Let me see if I can find Turbo on the charts for Mexi before I look at it on TradingView. I'm on the 5-minute time frame for Turbo now. Turbo looks like it had that interesting price action after the CPI report. We topped off at 424, then we got down to 410 over here, it looks like. So would be nice if I could try to buy in near 410 on the 5-minute time frame. Let's start to zoom out here. We'll go into the 1-hour time frame. Looks like we saw Turbo get up to like 43.57 a couple of days ago. So that could be a take profit target for me if I was to get into a trade along on this one. I'm thinking like a stop loss could be like right below this candlewick low here. That was yesterday where we got as low as 4,070 here. So that's something to take in mind, take in consideration. Let's look at the daily chart for Turbo. Daily chart. As I start to zoom out, Turbo has seen better days here. You know, back in December of last year, okay? And lows have been as low. We've seen the lows here in April, so that makes sense. That was around like Trump tariffs and the 90-day pause on tariffs was able to send us up to higher prices here. But it looks like Turbo is just on the daily time frame. It's just chilling out. Range bound anywhere between like 2960 and 7,000. So we're doing kind of all right here with Turbo. Looks like the last higher low here was June 21st. Okay, where we got as low as 2903. And then we kind of made like another higher low here on August 31st, where we got as low as 35.30. So you are still making an uptrend here. That's good to see here on Turbo. But you still got a downtrend. But the downtrend kind of looks like we kind of broke out of the downtrend here. So let me just try to draw this out as best as I can. Just connecting those highs here. And it looks like, yeah, you had a downtrend here on Turbo, but you broke out of that downtrend, looks like around September 7th. And that was only a few days ago. So Turbo does look fine to be bullish. It looks like it's trying to be bullish here. You're also above the 200-day moving average, which is this red line. I guess it kind of might look a little bit orange, but yeah, this reddish line here, sitting below you at 38.81. For those who are not leverage trading, you could put your stop loss below that 200-day moving average. Now, if we do go below the 200-day moving average, then there might be something wrong with Turbo. But I think if you put your stop loss below the 200-day moving average, that's a comfortable spot to be in. And then as we start going to higher prices here, you can move your stop loss maybe to some of the lows on the candle wicks here, where we got as low as like 4,070 here. But that's after, you know, we start pushing up the higher prices. Then you can take your stop loss from below the 200 moving average to like maybe back to break even or below these candle wick lows here. All right. Dean Harney says concentric isn't a meme, it's connected to a company, but it's on the Solana network. All right, we'll take a look at concentric next. Appreciate that request. Turbo does look fine to get into a long, or to get into a long-term position, swing trade maybe. I don't know, maybe I might get into it. Turbo, I believe, is a meme coin though, but it's like an AI, it's a meme coin that was created by artificial intelligence, which is very interesting. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Concentric, see if I can find that on Mexi here. I cannot find it on Mexi, or at least it's not on Mexi Futures. Let's go ahead and take a look at Concentric on TradingView. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Concentric is a stock, so that's why I can't find it on Mexi. Duh. All right. Well, actually, I didn't know it was a stock, so that's the reason why. But I'm able to find it here on TradingView because it is a stock trading on the NASDAQ. Looks like it's related to technology services. What does this thing do? Is there a little description here? Concentric engages in the provision of customer experience solutions and technology. The company was founded in 1973 in Newark, California. Okay. Let me get into the daily time frame here for Concentric. We have looked at this chart previously. I got some previous chart work with a Fibonacci here. I think that might still be useful here. Let's see. Concentric. Looks like we topped out here at $62.14. Oh wait, no. We even got higher than that back here in March at $66. But I did measure, you know, from this swing high down to, I believe the swing low was at 41 bucks. Yeah, so swing low, swing high. I think this is reasonable here. I think this Fibonacci is still reasonable to use. And what we got here is we did come down to the 0.236 retracement at $46.23 in this area here on the beginning of August for Concentrics. And we climbed back up from the netherworld here. got above the 200-day moving average after losing it like we did here on August 1st here. So that's good to see. That was a good little scare there. And I think Concentric is on its way, marching its way up to that 618 retracement level at $54.26. Now, when we get to $54.26, just like Bitcoin, if this thing decides to, you know, drop down to lower prices on us and not actually create some support at that 618, then this could be considered a lower high. And then, yeah, we might end up going back down to lower prices here on Concentric. So we'll be on the alert. We're going to be paying attention to this chart to see if Concentric is going to make it a lower high or if it's going to continue pushing through and try to get at least to the 786 retracement at $57.79. That's a nice area, I think, for us to get back up to, which would be kind of confluent with the people that bought here in June. You know, they're underwater right now. But if we get back to $57, they're no longer underwater. There's going to be hopefully less selling pressure. But I would expect the ones that did buy in June and they think there's a mistake to be in the stock right here, they might start clicking the sell button if this stock gets back to $57, and they might try to do something else with their money instead. Okay? But yeah, $57 is an area to be looking out for to the upside on Concentric. Right now, Concentric is trading at $52. So it's only like $5 away, 10% up. Once you get past that, then we can start talking about like $60 Concentrics. And then maybe even the 1272 at $68. But these are levels you're looking for right now. Let's try to at least get back to $54. Let's not treat it as resistance. Let's try to build some support and then try to make another 10% move up to $57, and I'll feel better about this stock. Okay, if we get rejected, then yeah, you could come down to lower prices here. And I think if you do come down, you might come down to this red line, this 200-day moving average sitting at $50. That's where your 0.32 retracement is. You got some confluence there. So I think $50, which is not too far where we are right now, but you know, that should act as support for now. Okay. And then who knows, maybe you do come down to the 0.236 retracement all over again at $46. But those are the levels to be looking for, just using Fibonacci here. I think this is your guide stick along with the moving averages. The moving averages are also kind of helping you out. If you're not a Fibonacci guy and you're just using moving averages, that's fine. But I think using moving averages as well as Fibonacci, I think that's going to help you really figure out the levels to be looking for here. Because you can like kind of see that these levels, they match. Like right now the 200-day moving average is right at the 0.32 level at $49, $50. That's a very important level to be looking for here for concentrics. Don't lose that level, and I think you'll be all right. All right, so that's concentrics there. You said concentric is on DEX. It's on a decentralized exchange. No. Let's see. You said no, dude. On DEX, they have interpreted it on the Solana network. All right, I'll try to see if I can find it on TradingView here. Concentrics on Solana. So, I mean, what is the ticker symbol? Is it still CNXC? But do I have to put like a USD on it? Like, you gotta help me out here so I can find it for you. I'll try to put concentrics, maybe concentrics with USD on it. You got to give me the ticker symbol here, because if I can't find the ticker symbol, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Concentric. Okay, concentric. Okay, without the X. Concentric. And then let's see, concentric USD. I'm still having a hard time finding it here on TradingView. And you said it's on a decentralized exchange, so if it's not on an actual exchange, then I'm not gonna be able to pull it off of TradingView. And I'm not gonna go on Dex Scanner either, because then TikTok's gonna shut down the live stream. So I won't be able to look at it for you unless it's on an actual exchange. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to look at it for you because I can't go on Dex Screener because TikTok doesn't like that. They'll shut down the live stream, and then there's no point in me doing that because I'll lose the live stream. YOLO is asking about Pith. Okay, we could take a look at Pith Network. Pith Network. Let's see. Pith is currently trading at almost 18 cents here, up 4.66% today. And I have done previous chart work on Pith. We topped out at like 20, almost 25 cents here. Yeah, we did top out 25 cents on August 29th here. Had this nice big impulse move here. And with Pith Network, you know, we came down to the levels here on the Fibonacci. We took it all the way down to the extreme lows of the 0.236 retracement at roughly 15 cents, 0.1478 pennies. You can see that we came right down. Yep, and then we, you know, for those who only use moving averages, you're probably waiting for this to come down to the moving average, but we front ran that because we already came down to the 0.236 level here for Pith. And now we're catching some bids here, and we're trying to move up to higher prices. I would expect Pith to at least get back up to the 618, which is a normal retracement level for it to be at. And that's about like 20 cents, okay? So we're looking for 20 cents on Pith Network. And then we'll have to see what happens. You know, is it going to do a lower high and then come on down and then just disappoint the bulls and the longs here? Or are we going to slice through this 618 and actually come out to the 786 retracement, showing that there's still some extreme bullishness in the stock? I mean, this crypto here. So, yeah, we'll have to look out for Pith. Currently trading at 18 cents, but I would like to see it get back to 20 cents, and then we'll see if it can get up to 22 cents. And I think it might be game on to try to go up to higher prices for Pith. Now, let's see. If we aren't able to go up to higher prices, then yeah, you know, Pith, you know, if it makes a lower high right now, we could come down to that 236 retracement all over again, maybe do a double bottom here, and then launch up. Okay, so I'm still eyeballing the 0.236 level here at roughly 15 cents. I think that's a good area to buy some more Pith if you're inclined to do so, if you're trying to get some cheaper Pith here. Alright, so that's Pith in a nutshell. let's get back to Bitcoin, because I was trying to enter a long on Bitcoin. Oh my god, and it looks like I lost my trade that I wanted to get into for Bitcoin, because we are pushing up to higher prices here. Let's see, go into the 5-minute time frame. When I first started this live stream, Bitcoin was at 114,200. Before I even started the live stream, it was at like $114,000, and we got below this 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna enter the trade on Bitcoin because I want to show it to my guys here on the live stream. So I chose not to get into this Bitcoin long, because I was thinking like, oh, maybe we kind of hang out here and then we launch up, and then I can show you guys me getting into a long and putting a stop loss in and doing my take profit at 115k. But Bitcoin waits for nobody. It decided to continue going up, but I'm already in some trades right now, so that's you know, disappointing that I wasn't able to get into a Bitcoin long. But my trades, I would think they, you know, if we're following along here in the footsteps of Bitcoin, that they would try to continue pushing up to higher prices. We're actually, Sui's not really doing too much for me right now. Pudgy Penguins kind of hanging in there, and AVAX kind of hanging in there. We're not really getting the direction that we need. Let's see, maybe, I mean, I could double down, buy some AVAX or Penguin if I want to. Let's take a Pudgy Penguin on the chart here. Got to get into the 5-minute time frame. That's a time frame I like to trade on, especially if I'm getting into an entry on a day trade. And Pudgy Penguins has been just sideways for the most part after we got the news about the CPI report here. You can see that I was in a Pudgy Penguin trade earlier, where I got in right before the CPI report at 0.0338 pennies, and I had my stop loss. Obviously I got stopped out at, and it shows this sell, right, this red S here. I got stopped out at 0.3323, which was a really small loss. I think I might have lost like 15 bucks or 20 bucks on that you know, on that long that I was trying to stay in. So whatever, okay. You lose 15 bucks, you can try again later, right? And I tried again later here to get into Pudgy Penguins, and I got in at a lower price than I did earlier this morning. I was able to get in at 33.50. Right now my stop loss is currently at 33.25. I put the stop loss below the candle wicks here on the 5-minute time frame, and also I think it's below this one as well. That one is 33.29. So I got my stop loss right below the wicks here. If I get stopped out, let's see. If I get stopped out on Pudgy Penguins, I'm only gonna lose 11 bucks. Whew, boo-hoo, okay? But if I'm able to stay in this trade and push this thing up to 4 cents, I'll be able to get a $307 profit. So Pudgy Penguins, I'm hoping I'm able to stay in this trade. I don't know if I'm going to actually stick around till 4 cents. I think if we get up to like 3.5 cents, like if we get up to 3.5 cents, let's just calculate that, right? Yeah, 3.5 cents, I'm only going to make like $70, okay? Maybe I can push it up further than that to like maybe like 0.038 pennies, and I can get like $212 out of there. But I think for now I just set it at 4 cents, and that's, you know, I think I can wait for that, but we'll see. We'll see. But I could probably add to the Pudgy Penguin trade some more if I want to, and keep the stop loss real tight. If we're going to continue, you know, just trading sideways here, I can build up my long position on Pudgy Penguins. And yeah, I'm interested in Pudgy Penguins because we already had like this downtrend since yesterday afternoon. And I just think, you know, you're able to buy Pudgy Penguins at the same prices that people were buying, you know, back, you know, yesterday morning before we had the PPI report and the CPI report. So I think Pudgy Penguins worth getting into. You know what? Why do I double down on Pudgy Penguins? I like the chart so far. I'm just going to zoom out here. we are trading sideways. I can keep the stop loss tight, and if we do go up to higher prices, you know, like 4 pennies or even 3.5 pennies, you know, I'll be sitting pretty, I think, you know, if we get up to 4 pennies here. We haven't seen 4 pennies. We haven't seen 4 pennies since July and July 26th here, but actually no, I think we did see 4 pennies. Yeah, we saw 4 pennies here on August 9th. So it's not too far off. I could turn this into a swing trade if I want to, a leverage swing trade. Or I could take profits before 4 pennies. I could probably take profits like at 0.037 or 0.03, yeah, 0.037, like we saw back here on August 22nd. So I think I'm gonna get into it. Let's do it. Pudgy Penguins. We're just gonna add to the position here. I usually tell most of my traders who are learning from me that you want to use maybe like 1 or 2% of your account. We're doing a market order here with 20x leverage, and 2% gives me how much margin? About 24 ducks to play with. I want to use a little bit more margin than that. I'm going to probably bump this up to like 4 or 5% here. And that gives me about $61 in margin here. And now we can game plan this long here with a long take profit stop loss. And we're trying to get this up to 4 pennies here. It'll be another 230 bucks here if I can get it up to that price. Let's see, if I did like 3.7 just out of curiosity, it'd be like $122. I think that's still fine. I want to keep it at 4 for now. I can always take profit earlier before that if I want to. And then stop loss is going to be 0. I don't want to lose more than $20 on this trade. So let's see. Right now we're trading at 33.60. So let's try 33.30. That's about $13 on that. I think I could take it down lower than that. Let's see. Let's try 33. Yeah, well, you know what? Why not put just 0.033? So now I think I'm ready to go in. I just double check my work here. I'm going to long, and I want to take this 20x long. I'm going to do a market order here. And we'll click open long. Let's go. Let's do it. Then you get like an estimated liquidation price here at 0.032. I got the stop loss a little bit higher than that. And we're in like Schwinn. We just bought some Pudgy Penguin with 20x leverage. And now I can try to zoom back in. You'll probably see on the 5-minute chart here that I just went, you know, I just did a buy here at 0.03362 pennies. And now I got 2 stop losses here because I got a stop loss on the previous buy at like 0.03325. And I got a stop loss on this one at 0.033 pennies. So we're in on Pudgy Penguins. I like Pudgy Penguins. It actually has they have an online merchandise store, so they're actually able to make money, and they're able to use that money to actually burn the tokens, so there's less Pudgy Penguins out there. And they're also Solana validators, so they're able to make some money that way too. So I think Pudgy Penguin is going to be around for a while. I think it's worth getting into. I think it has some use case. And now we're looking at Bitcoin, currently trading at 114,582 on the 5-minute time frame. I missed out on this long on Bitcoin, but that's fine. I was able to get into a long on Pudgy Penguins. And if Bitcoin climbs up, I think Pudgy Penguin's going to try to play a catch-up. So Pudgy Penguin's kind of like a catch-up trade right now because Bitcoin is leading the way as of now. Elvis is asking for a prediction on Algo. Okay, we can take a look at Algo. Thank you for the requests here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Algorand. Let me just double check my volume, make sure you guys can actually hear me on YouTube here. Okay, I can hear myself. Alright, good. We're looking at Algorand. Currently trading at 24 cents. And what do we got here for Algorand? Algorand currently trading at 24 cents. Let's go into the daily time frame, see what the big picture is for Algorand here. Looks like Algorand had a nice run up here in the beginning of July. That's probably after the stablecoin bill got issued. And then we lost some of that upward momentum and came right down to the 200-day moving average, even a little bit below that. Bounced up, came down again, bounced up, and we kind of was in this symmetrical triangle. We had a downtrend with lower highs here, but we had an uptrend with higher lows, and the resolution was going to be sometime in the beginning of September, and we did get the resolution. We actually decided to just go down to lower prices here, so. What the hell, Algorand? And did you make a lower low? Because, let's see, it looks like you might have. Algorand, we came down to 22 cents on September 1st, and we were at 22.2234 on August 2nd. So you actually made a lower low. What the hell? So you're making lower highs and lower lows. So that is frustrating for bulls and longs there. Would have been better if you made a higher low, but hey, you did it. However, you are above the 200-day moving average, this red line, so I could still remain bullish on this asset as long as you're above the 200-day moving average, but you're really flirting with danger here on Algorand. And I guess this is now gonna look more like this now. You got like a descending triangle going on here. Okay. I'm connecting the wicks here because I want to use the wicks. Some guys connect the body instead of the wicks. You gotta pick one or the other. You can't do body and wick. You gotta choose one or the other. And I'm just using the wicks right now on Algorand, and this is what it kind of looks like. You got yourself a descending triangle, which could be bearish. Okay, could be bearish. It's not a bullish pattern like an ascending triangle. However, when you come into the descending triangle, when you're coming from the underside, right, and you made an impulse move up, you could treat it as a descending triangle or a bull flag. You could treat it like a bull flag as well, or a bull pennant, and it could still be bullish. It's a bearish pattern, but if you're in an uptrend, it could still be breaking out to the upside. And if it does break out to the upside, I did have this measure move here, right? Because we measured this as if it was a, as if it was a bull flag, right? That would be the flagpole. If you break out of that measure move and continue the trend, it's looking like Algorand wants to go to 40 cents. And you also got a Fibonacci saying 39.40 cents is a target to look for. That's a Fibonacci extension, the 1272 Fib extension there. It's saying that 39 cents could be a target for Algorand here. I think before you get there, though, you want to see if you can at least get back up to the highs here in July when you got to like 34 cents. But I think after 34 cents comes 39.40 cents. But Algorand don't look too bad though to be getting for game planning a long here. If you're trying to swing trade this, you can put your stop loss right below the low here on September 1st at 22 cents, and you might be catching the bottom for like the last couple of weeks here. If that was the bottom there, I mean, this thing could at the very least get up to the 618 retracement at 27 pennies. Now, if it does that. Just make sure I got the right one. But if you at least get back up to the golden pocket, you're looking at like a 15% gain. Not too bad. Nothing to write home to your mom about in crypto. There's probably better opportunities out there besides 15%. But that's just getting back to the normal retracement level. You could, if you're day trading it, slap on some 10x leverage, and that becomes 150% gain. Okay. But if we get up to higher prices, if you get to the 786, you're looking at like a 25% gain. And if we get up to like 34 cents, you're looking at like a 43% gain on Algorand. And then slap some 10x leverage on that, and you got 430% gain. So I think Algorand looks fine for now. I didn't really get into the downside targets, but downside target would probably be the 200-day moving average, that red line at 21 pennies, 0.218 pennies here. You also got the 0.236 level that could act as a reaction area at 0.198 pennies here. So I think that's an area to also be looking out for on Algorand to the downside. But if it does that, then, you know, if we go to lower prices, then this is looking more like it would probably look more like a falling wedge, if that's the case. But right now we're in a descending triangle that we're trying to break out to the upside here on Algorand. Give it a few more good days, you might get that. Shafi wants to look at a Jasmine. We can look at a Jasmine for you. Sure. Looking at Jasmine, currently trading at 14 pennies right now, and I got so much looking on the charts right now. Let me get rid of the moving averages for now, and we'll stick to just the Fibonacci, and then we'll add the moving averages. I have measured, you know, Jasmine, you know, coming down to the swing low here at roughly about a penny, 0.13 pennies, up to the swing high at 2 pennies. Give you some Fibonacci levels to look out here. I guess, you know what, let me redraw this. I kind of want to measure from this swing low to this swing high, because I think this is going to give us what we're looking for. So let me just readjust this to the swing low from here, and we got that swing high at roughly 2 pennies. Much better. Okay, so there is a golden pocket now. Let me just lock this in. There is a golden pocket at 0.17 pennies for Jasmine. I would expect Jasmine to get up to there, and then we'll see what it wants to do when it actually gets there. Is it going to make a lower high and then go lower, or is it going to push through, try to get up to that 786 retracement, that blue area at 0.18 pennies here? We shall see. Stay tuned, right? However, right now Jasmine is near like the lowest part of this Fibonacci, the 0.236 at 0.139 pennies here. You're not too far off from that. You could game plan and make a strategic long here, where you put your stop loss right below the lows here on September 1st, when we got down to like 1361. Maybe like 1350 is where you put your stop loss. So let's just measure that out real quick. If we put the stop loss at 1350, you're about a 5% stop loss, which is reasonable. That's actually pretty good for a stop loss. Okay. And then you're just trying to see if you can get back up to that golden pocket. But, you know, first level here is this 0.382 at 7% gain if you can get up to there. Then you got the 0.5 retracement, which would be like a 13% gain. And then the 618 golden pocket gets you a 21% gain on this crypto. Once again, nothing to write home to mom about, but if you're leverage trading it, put a 10x leverage, that's about a 210% gain if you're able to push this thing up to 0.17 pennies here. Alright, and then if you can get up to that 786 retracement, you're looking at what? 31%. And then here at 2 pennies, you're looking at 43%, just getting back to where you were in July. Okay. Slap on some 10x leverage, that's a 430% gain. But even if you were just, you know, spot trading it and you weren't leverage trading it, 43% gain on your spot bags is not that bad. But we'll see if we're able to do it for Jasmine here. Probably guys see Bitcoin go to higher prices and make new all-time highs in order for that to happen. Alright. Kind of quiet here on YouTube world. And then as far as like my my TikTok guys, you guys are keeping me busy here with the requests. Let's get back into Bitcoin again. Bitcoin currently trading at 114,500. Let's look at it on the 5-minute time frame. We're doing like some live trading. Interested in the live trades here for Bitcoin. Turn on the moving averages, please. Cue the moving averages, please. All right. Bitcoin kind of fine right now, but here's what I'm worried about with Bitcoin. Are you about to make a lower high here? I want to see Bitcoin on the 5-minute time frame get above 114,743 if we can continue being bullish on our longs here. Because if this ends up being a lower high, then we might end up coming right back down to 114,100 or 200. And of course, I say that, and now we're making a red candle going down. Yep. So we closed out this candle here, and now we're getting some red candles, and we're getting some follow through here. All right. I would like to see us stay above this 21 EMA at 114,420. We could get a little fake out here, bounce off of this, and then go to higher prices. Or we might just kind of trade sideways here at this white line here. We shall see. Just looking at the 5-minute time frame here for Bitcoin. Guys, if you're enjoying the live stream and analysis and you're new to the channel here, go ahead and try to join the Meet Damian channel here. 5,300 followers here. And I just recently posted up the Fibonacci video. Okay, so for those of you who are trying to learn more about how to do Fibonacci, I mean, I do have a video here on TikTok.
How you doing? I am Damian. Welcome to the Meet Damian channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Fibonacci sequence, the Fibonacci numbers, how to actually.
And in this video, you'll see me going through the Fibonacci.
On the Fibonacci.
You'll see me explain the levels here, what those numbers mean.
Or level that you want to be looking for. There's levels here.
And if you don't believe me, these are the Fibonacci numbers here to be looking out for. You can learn more about that on the
charts here. Okay.
But I got all of that on that video there, which I think is useful as a tutorial video on Fibonacci. And I got some other videos here, some funny videos about the altcoin, the crypto alt season. Some more videos here for you to take a look at. But then also I have another tutorial video that's kind of buried down now below. This one that has 1,400 videos. This is a video about the
what we first want to do
volume
is
range
we
visual
want to
profile indicator.
What we first want to do is we want to change what we first want to do is we want to change
scroll back here.
Okay.
But I get into how to use the VRVP indicator and how I trade using the VRVP indicator.
Then you might see yourself get up to the value area high.
So that might be another helpful video for you to look at to learn more about trading here on the Meet Damian channel. But yeah, guys, consider joining and following me here on TikTok. I'm trying to get this up to 10,000 followers. That's the next milestone I'm looking for. And there's also a Meet Damian YouTube channel. So if you guys miss out on one of my live streams here, you can go back and re-watch the live stream on the Meet Damian YouTube channel, where I got all the live streams that I've done over the last few days and few weeks here. Okay. You can re-watch this, learn more about crypto and some stocks here. And of course, in the video section, this is where I have my Fibonacci video for my YouTube guys. And then I got the volume range visual profile indicator as another good video. And then if you're brand new to trading and looking at the charts, but you want to learn more, I do have a video just on how to read a candlestick chart and how to read the RSI, MACD, and stochastic RSI. Okay, and that's on the Meet Damian YouTube channel. This one I'm trying to get up to, well, let's see if we can get to 500 subscribers, but I would like to get up to 1,000 because that sounds like a nice number too, right? All right, back onto the charts here. Looking at Bitcoin. All right, I only see a few people here. Apparently this live stream is not as popular as my other live streams, probably because I did things a little bit differently. I was doing the live trading, and some of you guys want to do requests here, and I have done the requests. I can't talk about concentrics on the deck screener because TikTok will take the live stream down. Maybe if it was on YouTube only, I can look at deck screener. But I mean, we can go back and try to look at concentrics on maybe like CoinMarketCap. Let me try going to CoinMarketCap.com here. The problem is with looking at the charts on CoinMarketCap is that I won't be able to do my trend lines or my Fibonacci or even moving averages. I can only just eyeball the chart. Come on, CoinMarket. Let's get things loaded up here. So we did have someone here that was asking about concentric. And yeah, that's on. I'm a little afraid to click on this because if I go on deck screener, TikTok's gonna take me down. But right now, yeah, concentric has a $1 million market cap, liquidation. I mean, liquidity is at $125,000. It's down 40%. Looks like it's down 40% today. And that's all I can do for you with concentric. Let me see. Before I get shut down here, let me just flip the screen over because I don't want TikTok shutting me down. So I'm just gonna flip this over to me. Let's see if I can actually pull this up. Is it gonna prompt me to go to deck screener? Nah, yeah, see, it is gonna prompt me to go to deck screener. Yeah, I can't do this. I can't do this. Sorry, guys. I tried looking at concentrics. And you want me to look at the website for concentrics? Bro, do you actually own the? Did you create that coin? Because you seem like you really want me to check this coin out for you, and I feel like all you're trying to do is have me pump up your bags. And I'm not gonna be able to do that for you. Make it onto the exchange, and then I'll be able to help you out with looking at the coin and pumping your bags. But I can't do that. Dean Hardney. You said that you want me to check the website out for concentrics. I could try. What is the website? Concentrics.com. I tried Googling it. See what comes up. Concentrics. Crypto maybe. This CoinGecko. CoinGecko has it. Is this it right here? Concentrics VC. So these are the founders for Concentric. I'm not sure what exactly you want me to take a look at for the website. Are you one of these guys here? Are you one of the founders? So I feel like all I'm doing is just doing an advertisement for your company if this is your company here. But that's all you get from me for now. You want me to just check it out on my own time? Alright, I can do that on my own time. Thank you for letting me know about it. And you say that they do clean energy. If they do clean energy, why are they on the blockchain? What are they trying to do with crypto and clean energy? Let me know what that's all about. Let's see, Bitcoin. We want to look at Sui. Let's see how Sui's doing. Sui on the 5-minute time frame. It's chilling. Not really doing much. Moving averages are above us. So, on the 5-minute time frame, I would be bearish on Sui because you're hanging out below the 200 moving average. But you are making higher lows compared to what you did this morning on Sui. I think it's still worth being in it. Let's get into the 15-minute time frame for SUI. You're above the 100 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. You were kind of using it as support earlier, so that's good to see. If SUI was to go below the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame, I would start to worry that we might be going into bearish territory and actually heading to lower prices here. But you can see on the 15-minute time frame, SUI, every time we do go to the 200 moving average, we've been able to bounce off of it. So that's why we've been in a bull trend on SUI. And it's not until you lose that red line, the 200 moving average, that I would actually be bearish. Like, this was the time to be bearish on SUI, when you lost the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame, and you just kept dropping, made a bear flag, dropped some more. Okay. Over here, when you actually got above the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame, that's when you could flip bullish. You lost it, but it was temporarily. Then you came back up. Then you try to threaten and lose it. You come back up. Threaten to lose it. Come back up. Threaten to lose it again. Come back up. Are we going to get another threaten to lose it again, only for us to come back up? I think, you know, if you just follow the 15-minute time frame and the 200 moving average on SUI, every time you hit the 200 moving average, that's a good buying opportunity if we're still going to be in this uptrend on SUI. Alright, you guys have any other requests? If not, I'm probably going to end this live stream because it just seems like this live stream is just not doing it for you guys. Boom Clat wants me to look at Cyber. And guys, if you could do me a favor, if you click that like button, just let know TikTok and YouTube that we have a good live stream here. If not, you know, if you guys can't do that for me, then I'll be out. I got other things I could do today. Alright, let's see. We're gonna look at Cyber. On Binance Exchange, currently trading at $1.79. We'll go into the daily time frame here. I just want to check the volume here. That volume sounds good. Alright. So what the hell did Cyber do here? Yeah, like kind of like a scam where you got up to how high did you get up to? $5.33 on August 12th here. Which puts you up to like where the highs were back here in December of 2024. Wow, okay, that's very interesting. But you didn't stay there for too long. But yeah, this thing has seen better days here in December of last year, like a lot of other old coins did. Then you just came down and you kind of like meandered yourself here at $1.20 for the most part all throughout 2025. And it wasn't until right around July, in the middle of July, okay, right around when we got the stablecoin bill passed here in the United States, then you start catching the bids here. You got above the 200 moving average on the daily time frame, this red line here. Came back, tried to use it for support, came back, use it for support again. Then you got the launch off to higher prices on August 12th. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe it was a news-driven event. But I think that was also when Bitcoin was hitting 124K, so maybe that's what did it for it. But you lost that level, okay? And here, I'm just going to disregard this candle wick for Fibonacci, but I will draw a Fibonacci for you. Measuring from the lows here in August to the high candle close here on the middle of August. So let's see what that does for us here. And it looks like you're right back kind of near the 0.236 retracement at $1.86. You had a very steep sell-off. You didn't really stop the sell-off until September 1st and September 4th here. Looks like a little bit of a double bottom there with the candle wicks. and now you're heading back to $1.86. I think $1.86, which is not too far where we are right now, but $1.86 is a level to look for. You actually got up to $1.88 today, so this could act as resistance for now until you start building up the bullish case to go to higher prices here. You can still be bullish on this asset because you're above the 200-day moving average, and you're also above the 50-day moving average, so that's also good to see. I would just game plan this one out where if you bought now, put your stop loss below the candlewick low at $1.68. Maybe even put it below the 50-day moving average at $1.65. Maybe put it like $1.60 if you're not leverage trading it. And you can try to ride this puppy back up to the 618. And if you get back up to the 618 as your normal retracement, climbing back up to the normal retracement level here, you're looking at like a 37% gain. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then of course, you know, maybe we can get back up to $3. And if you're able to get back up to $3, then you're looking at a 66% gain. That's also not too bad either. But I think that's what you're looking for here on Cyber. You could be catching the lows here, and you're just waiting to get paid as this thing tries to climb back up to $3. Does it have uptrend potential? Is what Boomo Clat is asking. So the uptrend would be the higher lows here. Yes, you are making higher lows. I don't think I have to draw it out, but you can see that you're making higher lows here. So you do have an uptrend here. You're just getting a steep downdraft. Obviously, you're making lower highs here after topping out at $3 in August. So, but that's okay. That's fine. You can still live with that. It gives you an idea as like where your upside targets might be now that we've done that. You have a big bag of it. Yeah, I got some time for you, Boomo. Seems like you're the only one that's asking for coins right now. Let's take a look at Core. Core USD. On Mex Exchange? Sure, why not? We're looking at Core right now, currently trading at 45 cents, down 1.27% today. Just like a lot of these other coins, it's seen its best days here, or one of its best days in December of 2024, where we saw this thing trading as high as like $2, only for you to lose it. Okay, awesome. You're down 75% from the top in December. Okay. Automatically, just eyeballing this chart, when you're below the 200-day moving average, I have to be bearishly biased. And it has a lot of proving to do for me to start becoming bullish on this asset. As long as you're below that red line, I have to be bearish. Okay. However, are you building up a bullish case to try to get above the 200-day moving average? Well, it looks like you kind of bottom out here, but you probably want some confirmation that you actually did bottom out. I think someone might have thought this was a double bottom, and that's when you started catching the bids here. So maybe that could be the bottom here. Let me throw in the VRVP indicator here, see what the VRVP indicator has to say. That's that indicator on the right side, the green and red indicator. Highest volume where people bought and sold this for the most part was at like 47 cents. That's that blue line, the point of control is your highest volume node here. You do have some volume here at 42 cents, and then you got some more volume here, that white line at 39 cents. So I think 39 cents on the downside is a downside target to be looking for, where you have to make a decision. Do you buy some more at that level, or do you get out of here thinking that this thing might actually go to lower prices? So I would say 39 cents is do or die time for Core. You need to stay above it. If you stay above it, then people can get more bullish on this asset. All right, let me get rid of the VRVP for now. that helps me out. Like, I wouldn't know that 39 cents was an interesting level for us unless I turn that VRVP indicator on. But I mean, you could also just kind of like look at previous price action and say 39 cents around this area. There's some buying pressure here. But the VRVP indicator is a good indicator. Helps you identify those areas that you might not have been able to identify. It just makes things a little bit more easy to see with that indicator. Okay. But yeah, I'd probably put a stop loss at like 40 cents if I was to get into this right now. Because if you go lower than 40 cents, 41 cents like you did here on September 4th and September 1st, there might be something wrong and this thing probably is still in a downtrend. Okay, so stop loss around like 40 cents if you would have forced me to get into this asset today. And I'm looking to try to play the moving averages to the upside here. 50-day moving average, if you're day trading it, try to push this thing up to 51 cents. If you're swing trading it, maybe push it up to 56 cents or 59 cents, which is where the 200-day and the 100-day is sitting at. Hey, Duality, good to see you in the live stream. For some reason, my live stream not that popular today. I was doing some live trades. I don't know if that kind of like threw people off because they're expecting me to do requests. But I am doing requests and live trading. I just wanted to, for my own self, because you know I like to make money too here. I wanted to get in some trades, and I think I don't know, might have threw people off there because they're so used to me doing requests all the time. But I am doing requests right now, so if you have one, let me know, Duali. So yeah, here we are looking at core. I'm bearish on this until we can, show that we're able to climb up to higher prices here. I want to see this thing start making higher highs instead of lower highs here. Right now, if you can get above the highs back here in August at like 55 cents, I'd be a little bit more bullish on this asset. Let me go into the RSI, see if there's any bullish divergence. I'm going to collapse that, collapse, and we're just looking at the RSI as best as we can here. It looks like there's some bullish divergence, yeah. Let me just draw this one out. So you're kind of making higher lows here, right? You can see that yellow line, making higher lows. However, you were making lower lows on the price. And that, my friend, is bullish divergence. So that means buyers are stepping in at these prices. They like the prices where core is at right now. So this is the beginning of trying to bottom out. You might be catching the lows here on core. And then, of course, to become more bullish, we would like to see either a retest of the lows again and make a double bottom, or maybe a higher low. And then eventually you want to start seeing higher highs here. Because if you're making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs again and more higher lows, then you're in an uptrend. And that's also bullish. But yeah, I want to see an uptrend start to be formed as we get back up to the 200-day moving average, get above the 200-day moving average, and then I'll become even more bullish on this asset. Duali saying, your request is how do you add money or connect a wallet to BTCC, or what platform do I use and how do you activate it? BTCCC, that's a cryptocurrency exchange? I'm not all too familiar with everything that's crypto, but I think I've heard about BTCCC. Is that a new exchange? I've been hearing about it this year. You have to enlighten me on that. But yeah, I'm not familiar with BTCCC. I do use Coinbase as an American exchange that I use, and Kraken. And I also use Mexi Exchange for futures trading because they got the cheapest fees in the game. Let's see how my Pudgy Penguin trade is doing. Pudgy Penguins, just chilling. My last buy was here at 0.03362. We're now at 0.03365. We're in the money, barely. Okay. Let's see how the rest of the trades are doing. Sui is in the green, barely. Pudgy Penguin in the green barely, and so is AVAX in the green barely. We're not really doing much, and I kind of get it. You know, we're not really doing much. We still got to look at the star player, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's not really doing much, then I don't think these altcoins are going to do much either. We're kind of just digesting the information that we got from the CPI report. But looking at the charts here, yeah, Ethereum is kind of trying to do something here, up about 2%. Solana's chilling at 227. XRP at $3. Some of these coins are in the red that I follow. Aerodrome trying to do something here, up 3%. And then Chainlink up 0.5%. Oh, and my buddy was talking about Cardano not really doing much over the last 3 years. Let's just look at Cardano. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these old coins haven't really done much if you think about it. And if they had done something, they kind of did like a round trip. So I get it. I get it. But yeah, Cardano had seen better days here in 2021 when it was at like almost $3. Yeah. $3 Cardano. Well, that'd be nice right now. Donovan Missud wants to look at Casper. And Nicola said, do I know any free education for beginners? Good question. I actually, you're on TikTok here. I did post up a recent video, and I already talked about this on the live stream, but I posted up my most recent TikTok video on how to use the Fibonacci indicator.
That Bitcoin came
which I think is very helpful for you guys who want to learn how to use Fibonacci and do some day trading here.
One of the tricks,
or even it's good to know for swing trading and long-term investing. So that's a good video for you to watch. It has 172 views right now. Another good video that shows how to use the VRVP indicator is this video that I got. It has like 1,400 views on it, almost 1,500.
And the value area high.
And that's the how to use the volume range visual profile
probably be where you get your resistance. Now we're looking at the price of
TikTok channel. You might want to check that out. And if you haven't followed me, go ahead and click the follow button. And then for my YouTube guys, same thing here on YouTube. If you go onto the videos here under Meet Damian YouTube channel, you'll see the Fibonacci video and the volume range visual profile indicator video as well. And then I even got for somebody who's really learning the charts and new to the charts and new to the indicators here, I have a I have a video here that says how to read a candlestick chart and how to read the RSI, MACD, and a stochastic RSI. That's a good video for you to try to watch and learn
guys to the
basics of reading the charts here.
Patterns,
okay.
TD Ameritrade.
And I get into like how to look at the moving averages as well. All that good stuff.
And when you see RSI above 70, that means it's currently.
All right, let's go ahead and look at Casper now. Oh, I gotta get rid of this.
We're in the daily time.
Let's look at Casper. And I see your question here, Boombo. You're asking about the top 50 coins that are at good levels right now. That's a subjective question right now, but I think a coin that you might want to look at that might be interesting for you is Aptos. Aptos is at $4.47. It's kind of like near the lows for the year, and it's in the top 50 coins. You might want to take a look at Aptos to answer that question for you. All right, but getting back to Casper. Casper currently trading at 8 cents, up 1.3% today. Casper also looks like it might be one of those coins to look at. And I think it's in the top 50 as well. But as I start to zoom in on Casper, Casper is below the 200-day moving average, so I have to be bearishly biased until we get above it, but it doesn't have to do much to get above it. Right now, we're trading at 0.084 pennies. We just got to get to 8.5 pennies, and you should be good. You should be above the 200-day moving average. And I can be bullish on Casper. What I don't like is that you have made some lower lows here on the daily time frame, and you're also still making lower highs here, okay? If we get rejected off that 200-day moving average, then we're probably going to come down again to lows here on Saturday, September 6th, where we saw a 7.5 cent Casper. We might even go lower than that. You really need to get above that 200-day moving average. All right, guys, I got somebody follow me here. I gotta take this phone call, guys. Hello?
Hello? Yes, hi. How you doing?
Hi. Hold on a second.
Hi.
I got to put you on speaker here.
Sounds good.
Give me a second.
No problem.
Alright, sorry guys for that interruption there. But I have to end the live stream. I'm having some problems with one of my rental cars, and I have to show up and actually get the car to right now I'm just having some connection issues where I'm not able to unlock or lock the door for the renter, and I have someone right now that is trying to rent the car right now, and I'm not able to unlock the door for them, so I have to go do it manually and actually give them open the door for them with one of the keys that I have for the car. So that kind of messes things up a little bit here. So I'm gonna have to end the live stream, but we're getting close to the end of the live stream anyways here. But yeah guys, be on the lookout for my next live stream. I'll try to go live tomorrow. I have a meeting in the afternoon, so let's try to go live. Let's plan on seeing me here again on Monday. Alright, if you see me go live tomorrow, that's just a bonus, but the weekends are the weekends. I like to keep that open for myself, and the weekdays is when I go live, so we'll plan on seeing me again on Monday here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream, and I'll see you guys on Monday afternoon. We'll see what the markets are doing then. Take care and good luck trading in whatever asset you decide to get into.